And then
you got a lot of editing to do after.
Shit, bro, look, man, this is a classic. This is gonna last for 100 years. You ready?
Yep.
All right, we're back in the game. I'm over here with JMAC. JMAC, you know, you see, here goes the thing. This is a podcast, and you're on here with New Recruit. This is Howard. So I feel like I'm one of those people that can tell the truth, and I can accept the truth. We're talking about the great coaches in Section 5 and why are they considered great coaches now. You named your top 7. Yep. One of the categories that I look at besides, and this is, hey guys, remember this. Anybody back home watching this, this is JMAC's personal opinion. So don't get upset.
No.
You can have your favorite coaches. You can tell everybody who your favorite coaches are tonight. You can walk around and get a t-shirt with all your favorite coaches on there.
Exactly.
This is JMAC favorite coaches. You can't tell somebody who their favorite coach is?
No, it's a problem with society today is that they think they want you to force their opinion to get you to agree with them. So when it's your job to speak your opinion on what your facts are.
You have to, and that's called standing on business.
Yep.
You got to stand on business about what you like. This isn't a group opinion. I have JMAC on the show because I feel like sometimes cats got funny jokes. They got something to say. This is why I'm telling you guys who JMAC is. Now, JMAC has ran marathons. Yep. How many marathons have you ran, JMAC?
I've run 17 marathons, 4 Boston marathons, 20 half marathons, over 55Ks, 50 10Ks.
You have to be dedicated to something. You have to be dedicated to something. This didn't happen overnight, guys. So anybody watching JMAC, I want you to respect who JMAC is because he's done some big things. You know? And on top of that, I keep telling y'all, he's like an iconic figure in the world of autism. He's brought so much recognition to this. Talk about it a little bit more, man.
So I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3 years old. Didn't say my first word, which was Big Bird at 5. And conversation, I didn't talk till I was 8 years old. And I was told that I would be a vegetable the rest of my life by my doctors, and I proved everybody. I proved that my life's always been prove doubters wrong. And that's what has always been.
That's what he does. You know, this is why I want people to really respect what you're watching right now, because this is an iconic cat right here. This is JMAC. I want y'all to respect him because he does this worldwide. So this is his opinion. This is how he feels. He named his top coaches and the reasons why. Yep. You know, so that's good that JMAC is also educating people on your First Amendment. It's okay to think differently than the crowd.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from JMAC. He says, yo, practice your freedom of speech, think independently.
Yep. Practice what you preach. Try to do what you say you're going to do. People who try and fail are more superior than people who don't try at all.
Ooh. This is how it's going down. We should have been talking like this. This is what I'm saying, JMAC. They got to hear the truth. Yep. Now, I said, you are evolving as a person, as everything. It's been, 20 years?
It will be 20 years in February. It was 19 this past February.
Those years went by fast.
Well, it's God using me. I mean, it's I got saved in 2020 by the Lord Jesus Christ. We walk by faith, not by sight. Okay. John 14:1 says, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, also believe in me." Okay. And pray without ceasing, rejoicing evermore. And since that day, my life has changed from May 31st, 2020 to now. And then I overcame a bike crash.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about it.
4 years ago, coming in June.
That was 4 years ago?
It will be 4 in June.
Wow. Yeah. Everybody was talking about that.
Yeah. And,
I got the phone call. It was like, yo, man.
And this show, the JMAC show started a month after Naz was in the NCAA tournament hosting. And I didn't see a media guy covering Division III. And that really brought on my heart. And Coach Broderick said after that, he goes, you would be the right guy for it. Why don't you do something about it? And
it's
and
insane.
I called
bro.
him. I called Coach Leone at Oswego, Greg Dunn over at Brockport. I was talking to Mike
Hear the
Grossadonia,
names.
your
Gross.
teammate.
Gotta shout out Gross.
Who else? And baseball-wise, Coach Joe Rena at U of R.
Baseball. You've been around. I've seen you doing baseball.
And my first priority of this platform is to cover Division III and Division II and JUCO because they need that coverage. Those people need it because only 2.9% of the world of high school athletes get to compete at the college level.
That's right.
And everyone nowadays wants to be a Division I athlete. You have to be obsessed with the sport, and you have to be obsessed with your grades in school. You have to be obsessed with conducting yourself to a high standard, and because everybody's watching.
Everybody's well. Look, check this out. So this is what I figured now.
Yep.
At one point, everybody was like, yo, I want to go D1. I want to go D1.
Okay.
Now that D1 players are getting paid well, and Division II kids are getting paid decent, some of them.
Yep.
Let's go and break this down. If you are ready for D1 ball, you're basically a pro.
Yeah, it's turning into that.
You have to be a pro. So they're not looking for your potential right now. So JMAC is almost ahead of the curve because when you think about it now, D1 is pro ball.
Yeah.
You know, if you make it to the NBA, you're like a yellow jacket now. You know, you're the greatest, right?
Yep.
But you got to think D2 is just like D1 ball now with talent just crawling in there. Division III is now your old opportunity, and JMAC was there waiting for you. So a lot of kids, you don't know this, but you're better off getting some footage at a Division III school and showing everybody that you're capable of dropping a 30-point game, a 40-point game consistently, well, 40-point game consistently. That's sort of crazy. That's like my man, JG3 in high school. But this is what I'm saying. If you're capable of doing that, Division III is where it's at, and you were there first.
I was there.
I mean, like as far as
it all started basically when you covered us when we made our run in 2015 to the state final, and Brendan Wynn was our fourth best player.
I remember he had bounce. That kid had bounce. Brendan.
He went to Nazareth, and when I saw Coach Broderick walk in the gym at an AAU practice, he goes, "Who is this kid?" And I said, "That's Brendan Wynn."
Brendan got diesel too, didn't he?
Yeah, and his junior year, he was the 8th man on our 2014 team that won sectionals as well. And Brendan Wynn went to Nazareth and became an all-league player there with Tyler Stingline. I mean, he's amongst the greats at Naz. That's what turned me into to that level, Division III. Even back then.
So, look, check this out. This is what's unbelievable about JMAC. How do you remember so many people's names, bro? And their stats. This is, hey guys, this is why I have JMAC on New Recruit right now. I had to bring him here because two things JMAC is not good at doing. He can't lie. He can't lie. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing you need to know. This cat cannot lie. It's not part of his DNA. So he's gonna give you the truth, even if it make you want to fight him. You might get mad at him. People get mad at him for saying the truth.
Yeah.
He's gonna say the truth. And the second thing I need you guys to know about JMAC, he remembered. He remembered. Don't think you said something slick that didn't register in his brain. Don't think he didn't watch you play and remember how you played.
Yep.
He remembers these details about you, which makes him almost a master scout because he remembers this stuff. So it's like you have this hidden ability that
it just goes by like what you experience. Basically, it's all it is. You see experience out there, and you see like what has gone on. You remember from all those memories.
Except you see it like it was yesterday. Like you can see stuff like it was just happening. And I hear him all the time. Speaking of Coach G, like Yo, sometimes, when check this out. So JMAC remember Coach G had a bad game. I was like, how does he remember this stuff? So he called him out. Coach G, Coach G snaps on him. But it's funny. it's funny how this always happens. I'm like,
I found that out. I watched that game film one day.
I was like,
Coach Johnson's house.
I was like, how do you recall all these different players, all these different kids? You know their names. Every year, it's a different generation of kids, and you're starting to see this. You're filming. You're doing a lot right now.
Yeah, it's being a media guy, which you're in the same boat.
Yes, sir.
It's people don't understand how hard it is, how hard you have to work. You got to get yourself out there and get your face out there. And a lot goes into starting your own platform.
Yes, it does.
And and you're constantly looking for good games to go see, good sporting events to go see. For mine, it starts with the college level,
okay,
and then it goes to the high school level. And
so let's go and talk. I want to talk about something. I'm going to cut to this because everybody needs to witness this. At one point, you were crashing almost with people leaving comments or somebody saying something slick or the kids not behaving a certain way. How did you finally let go of that?
Well, you have to learn. I have to learn that we were kids too.
Yes, sir.
We were kids at one point.
Absolutely, man.
We all make mistakes.
We do.
We all make mistakes.
Kids are kids,
and now I have to us adults have to model to the youth. First of all, how to conduct themselves.
Because sometimes you feel like crashing.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
get to that point.
I tell you all the time. I'm like, yo, you can't take everything personal.
Yep. Yeah, I've learned that. You just got to move on and
it's part of everybody. Yeah, bro. Like
we were kids once too.
And then the thing is, like, dude, you have a fan club. They have JMAC trolls. They got JMAC this, JMAC. When everywhere you show up, it's like everybody knows you. I can walk in, like I keep saying, man. I walk inside of the gym, and everybody already knows who you are.
It's a blessing.
Yeah,
it is. It's a blessing
every time, bro. Do you ever get tired of it?
Well, back in 2006, when everybody was like, we had to win a sectional title in front of ESPN, CBS,
bro. Everybody
ABC.
was watching.
Everybody was watching our whole sectional run, even after. And we had Super Bowl week going into sectionals, and it took Coach Johnson to kick the media out. And I was focused on winning sectionals more than anything.
You was ready because you would just let them have it.
Yeah.
You would just let them have it. So was you feeling like, look, let me ask you, after that game, was you looking at Coach like, yo, bro, you might want to throw me in this rotation? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Did you ever look at Coach like, yo, man, you might want to drop me in this rotation,
so
bro. I'm just telling
people
you.
People don't understand that we had such a loaded...
these tickets or what, Coach?
Loaded full of multi-sport athletes. Football guys playing at the college level for football. We had John Wallace Sr.'s brother, Ricky Wallace, who was our MVP that year, and Steve Kerr, who was any sport he picked up, he was good at. And then you had LeVar Goff, who was a Division II football player and point guard.
Okay.
Then we had Brian Benson, who played at New Hampshire. Then we had Kyle Boleen inside, who played football at Bucknell. And I looked at I realized back then. I've been told I'm a little too humble for myself, where Charles Barkley had to come out and say Coach Johnson should have played him all year. I'm like, Charles,
after you
1, 2, 3, where am I going? All state.
After you hit those shots, bro, did you just like sometimes when the game was getting sort of close, did you just feel like looking at Coach like, hey, look, I don't fail under pressure. You gotta look at my record.
No, it was a blessing in disguise. God put all that hard work into it, and it was God's blessing. It was His plan. And
you have a strong faith in God, bro.
I always have a strong faith in God.
I'm not. Yeah, listen, everybody. This is why I got JMAC on here. Look, he believes in God. Some of you guys believe in Allah. Somebody else believes in whatever. Somebody believes in saying it a certain way, a higher being. Somebody believes in a higher self. Please stop faulting somebody for saying who they like, bruh. He said he have a strong faith, man. Y'all stop hating on that man. He dropped singles. Don't you write original songs about your church songs sometimes?
I do. I read from the Bible every Sunday on my live.
But then sometimes you drop a song, bro.
Yeah.
People know your songs now, JMAC.
Yeah. Even though I'm not the greatest singer in the world, but
hey, bro.
But I put it out there for effort. So.
You know what? And then that's something that a lot of people can't do because they can't just expose themselves out there like that. Well, like you'll come up with a song out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, it's again. I mean, I'm a person that's. I might fail, but I'll give it all I have.
Listen.
If I gotta fall on my face to fail, I will go full force.
Let's talk about them. Hey guys, this is why I brought JMAC on, because he's giving you right from the heart. If you're gonna fail, oh well. I'm gonna fall on my face. I'm gonna get back up.
Yep.
I'm JMAC. I do original songs out of nowhere.
The harder you work, the luckier you get.
So your
people
faith.
People who try and fail are more superior. People don't try at all.
Does your faith help you?
It really helped me get over the accident.
So the accident. Did you have
faith
like a come to Jesus moment? Did you feel like you seen the light?
I've seen the light back in 2020 when COVID hit, and I went through a little anxiety when everything was shut down.
Okay.
Everything was taken away, and I met a nurse friend at down the street, and he said, I want to talk to you about Christ. Okay. And he's a nurse friend of mine, so I was taking notes on what was going on with COVID.
Okay.
And I wanted to hear from him, being on the face of the thing. And then he brought me to the National Day of Prayer, and I saw the fellowship. And the best thing about it was ironic. It came into full circle. Tom Brady was on the other team the night of my 20-point game. Okay. He was playing for Spencerport.
Okay, he had to get that work.
And
had to give him that work, hey, Matt.
And he was a song leader at church. And and since then, it took me till May 31st, and Pastor Brito and my nurse friend Steve Derafinko brought me to the office, and they asked me if I ever asked Jesus to save me, and I said, I've asked Jesus to save others, but I've never asked for myself. And he goes, wrong answer. And then and then we went through the process, and I just accepted Jesus as my personal Savior.
Okay. So guys, anybody out there, if you're looking for a home, if you're looking for a stronger faith, something stronger than just your regular beliefs, this is what JMAC went through. This is how he got to his point where he's proud of saying God, Jesus. He's proud of his faith. Y'all let this man live. You know what I'm saying? Can he live one time? This is what he like. Let him live. Man. So let's go and talk about something else, because I always wanted to bring that up. You know, when I see people like, yo, why is he doing that? It's like, yo,
yeah.
What happens if, they look at your resume one day on the other side like,
yeah,
were you ashamed?
Yeah.
What you gonna say? I was worried about what somebody in the freaking Facebook world was talking about, social media world. But we're going to talk about, we're going to keep on talking. And we're going to talk about, we talked about D3, the names, Mike Grossadonia, Anthony Lamb.
Oh, boy.
We're going to do a set here. Let me go and stop this, and then we're going to do, let me go just stop.